What's up, everyone? It's Russo. I hope everyone is doing well. Please follow my Instagram at Russo Lifts, just in case something happens to this YouTube channel. You can follow, message, and you can watch my daily story content on Instagram. I'll see you there.
Well, I mean, we can use my references because I have, over the years, I've done like every 6 months, both AKG and echocardiograms. And also I have MRI from 2019 and now. So that's like 3 years of steroid use. So that's, something that we can utilize for content. And also just to, touch upon the results, I was kind of shocked because initially I did that out of curiosity to see my heart stats. I saw just recently George Peterson's death report, right? He had like enlarged heart and he died from hypertensive crisis. So that's like severe high blood pressure that caused an arrhythmia, and he died, and that was deemed natural death at 37, I think, which is scary. So I did that and I expected to see like a great deal of left ventricular hypertrophy,
Mm-hmm.
and an increasement of the weight of the heart, because all of the death reports I saw from Dallas to Rich to another reports I've seen, everybody had an increase in weight of the heart, and also structurally the heart was was not normal. It was pathological. So what happened was I had like minor left ventricular hypertrophy, which fit the narrative of an athletic heart. So it was not pathological. It was within striking distance of other athletes like endurance runners, soccer players and whatever. Like I had dimensional wise, it was slightly above the norm, but it was not like bad. And I also blame nandrolone for this a lot, for the growth that happened, because there are a lot of studies showcasing its cardiotoxicity, especially compared to testosterone. There was a study where it said that it was 11 times more cardiotoxic. And I can see that totally happening, especially through the blood pressure increasement that it. So, like over activation of the raw system of the renin-angiotensin-aldosterone system would, by definition, increase blood pressure, heart rate, and would cause cardiac remodeling. The shocking thing, though, was I was utilizing Minoxidil for hair loss prevention. So what I saw, I had right-sided pericardial effusion, which is a fancy name for water retention around the heart on the right side, which is typical for vasodilators such as Minoxidil and what was the other one? Hydrolazine. So that was very scary because it did not show up on the echocardiogram or the AKG. So they didn't give me any therapy. I'm on beta blockers, just and anti-inflammatory medication, just to relieve the heart from systemic inflammation, inhibiting COX-2 and COX-1. And with time it will pass. I obviously stopped the minoxidil, but it was like very eye-opening, like the amount of damage this can cause, like arguably worse damage than steroids in my situation. And people are using it's over the counter, and it can cause a lot of problems.
And they're not just using it, they're abusing it, right? Because the hair is like,
Yeah.
for a male.
So that's why I even shaved my head. I wanted to see like whether I can just how would I look, whether I can pull it off, because it's a source of insecurities. And quite frankly, I don't give a shit.
I think you look like the Macedonian mob boss you are, Alek. I don't think it fits your character perfect, but the flow's nice as well. I don't really see. I like both looks. It's like Nico Bellic from GTA 4.
Yeah, I went from like a boy band singer with muscles to like a thug. But whatever. And also going back to this drug, I want to also note, the pathway in which it can really fuck with people, because it's useful information because a lot of the viewers are using it. So based on studies, 3 to 5% of the net amount of topically applied milligrams gets systemically absorbed on average. So the recommended dose is 100 milligrams, split twice a day. So 1 milliliter, which is 50 mg in the morning and night. So that's 100 mg. 3 to 5% would be basically 3 to 5 mg, which is enough to increase renin and aldosterone,
Mm-hmm.
cause water retention and edema. It activates the baroreflex, so it basically causes sympathetic nervous system activation through the alpha 1 adrenergic signaling postsynaptically. So that just causes reflex tachycardia and anxiety. People have reported having elevated heart rate from it, like that's from sympathetic activity. And paired with steroids, because steroids impact the heart on the
And this is
left
a
side.
common pairing too.
Yeah,
Everyone
yeah,
using steroids is also dumping
yeah,
minoxidil on top.
yeah. So you're causing bilateral damage, left-sided through androgens, right-sided through the nitrates, so through the minoxidil. So essentially, you're just attacking the heart from both ends, and also steroids, since they cause hypertrophy of every muscle, and the
Right. The
heart is.
bigger you get, the bigger
Yeah,
the heart's going to compensate and get bigger
yeah.
for it.
And if you're increasing your heart rate, that's essentially causing further adding to hypertrophy. So that combination can be really detrimental, and people really do not talk about it. And it's interesting because in studies, as far as these side effects present themselves, they don't show up at the beginning. So usually they show up like within like months or even years sometimes of utilizing it. And people may wonder like what's going on, like I didn't change anything, how is this happening, and it can just happen like that. So kind of something that's worthwhile note.
Why do you think that's hidden? Because I actually read into minoxidil and knew about those side effects, but when you go around on the internet or like someone like, oh, just do Rogaine, do minoxidil, like that's it. Like there's no side effects. Like, why do you think more people haven't come forward? Is it because like you have the ability to get the scans done and actually see what's going on?
Well, that's one argument. Another argument is that they actually do that, but they get just crucified through, from other people that are, so, paranoid about the whole process, and they're like a cult. So if you talk shit about, whatever's helping them, they just crucify you. And we see also this in the bodybuilding scene.
Mm-hmm.
If you talk shit about, I don't know, for example, um, SARMs, people that are utilizing SARMs will, attack you. We see that with Turkesterone now. And, any compound. People are, becoming religious in regards to their,
Yeah,
person.
it's becoming very tribal across
Yeah,
all social media, just creating tribes.
yeah, exactly. And that's really weird though, but it does happen. I think it just, people are so lonely and they just look up for things to connect by. And they just do weird shit, just to be relevant and hurt, because when they attack like that, they're hurt, so they find themselves, relevant, so to speak, and that's a problem. But yeah, these things are very real, and quite common, honestly, based on just the studies. So that's why we're here. We'll bring light to everything that we find out. So